Elbaf is amongst us, and I'm expecting the arc to start in the next few chapters. I think the next few chapters will be an update about the state of the world, so characters like the Blackbeard pirates, Cross Guild, revolutionaries, former warlords, the world government, they might get some burn, or we'll see their reactions, at least in more detail, about what happened during Egghead. And even though I personally don't think we'll jump right into Elbaf, I still wanted to talk about my expectations for this arc, just talking about some things that I think need to be addressed during this arc. The first thing I want to see is how Oda is going to draw Elbaf and how massive the islands and the characters are going to look compared to everyone else. Oda has always been great when it comes to his artwork. I know some people might disagree because of the unique way that One Piece is drawn, but I think that Oda's artwork is amazing, and my favorite artwork has to be Skypiea. I think that is his best piece of work. Towards the end of Egghead, Oda has already started incorporating size difference between the giants and the Straw Hats. We've seen Luffy eating a giant bushel of grapes, as well as some of the Straw Hats. They were on the giant ship on the couch, which it appeared to look like a giant mattress. Plus, we've already seen a little bit of this at Little Garden, and then Oda, his artwork has improved since then. So I'm really looking forward to seeing some ships, food, animals, and other giants during this arc. I've been on record saying that I'm not the biggest Usopp fan, and he's grown on me over the years, but he's still not one of my favorite Straw Hats. But I've looked forward to Usopp making it to Elbaf for a few reasons. Number one, because of how long he's decided and wanted to go to this island, and number two, it's because his dream of being a brave warrior of the sea aligns with this arc. Dory and Bragi, they are huge inspirations to Usopp, and he wants to be a brave warrior just like them. He developed relationships with Oimo and Kashi at Water 7, and I assume that means he's going to develop relationships with other giants as well. So since this is probably going to be Usopp's arc, I want to see Usopp do something cool, or at least be one of the key characters that has a vital role during this arc. Because ever since Dressrosa, since he unlocked Observation Haki and Shot Sugar, I'd say that Usopp, he's been a little bit disappointing, and that's not necessarily his fault. That's on Oda and how he's taken his character, because during Wano and during Egghead, Usopp hasn't really done anything. So I'm really looking forward to Usopp finally being able to do something during this arc. Next up is Loki. We know who he is, that he's the Prince of the Giants, but well, who the fluff is he? What's his role going to be during this arc and the rest of the series? Why did he fall for Lola, and how was he after she rejected him? And also, what does he look like, because we've only seen him in a silhouette? Personally, I feel like Oda's gonna throw us off and do like a complete 180, and that Loki's gonna look like someone that we never expected him to be. I think that Loki's probably going to be smaller than the other giants and potentially be a normal sized human, and there's no basis that I'm making this claim from. I just think that's something that Oda would do. I also want to dive a little bit more into the lore of Sun God Nika and Joy Boy, because the giants, they worship the sun. Dory and Bragi, they also mention that Luffy's the sun god now, and I can only speak for myself, but I used to think that Nika and Joy Boy were the same person, and Egghead, they kind of cleared that up for me. Joy Boy being the first ever pirate, he ate the Hito Hito no Mi Mado Nika and transformed into an incarnation of sun god Nika, while Nika was a mythical warrior who was the warrior of liberation, saving those with a smile, and was known as the sun god. So these two are two separate individuals, and I hope that Oda clears that up a little bit more in Elbaf, as well as we get to dive into the lore of Sun God Nika and his relationship to the giants. Now, I'm not saying that Big Mom needs to come back to the story. Actually, I hope she doesn't come back. I hope that she stays dead, but I want to see her relationship with the giants in Elbaf go a little bit more into detail, because yes, we know what it is based off of her flashback with Mother Carmel and how she ended up having to leave, and because of this, that's why there aren't any giants at Whole Cake Island. But I would like to go a little bit more into detail about what happened from the giants' perspective. Since Big Mom's early life involved a lot of Elbaf, I think it would be fitting and it would be a disservice if we didn't get anything about her during this arc. But if you guys have made it this far into the video and you're enjoying the content, let me know by leaving a like, subscribing to the channel, and hitting the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. We pump out different content all the time. Also, an announcement, I will be going live on Twitch and I will be streaming my reread of the Egghead arc before I do my official review. So if you guys want to spend time with me there, just hang out and chill, I'll leave it in the description and on the screen as well. I think that this is probably the most important question that needs to be asked. Who is going to be the main antagonist during this arc? Because honestly, I have no clue, because there was a panel at the end of chapter 1124 that stated come on, and a lot of us figured that this is in reference to the Straw Hat Pirates. I've already made a video speculating who I think this person could potentially be, so I'm not going to necessarily go into detail in this video, and I will leave that video in the description below. But it's definitely not going to be the Marines, because if they know that Shanks was just here or that these Straws are heading there, which they should, they're not just going to send Marines to Elbaf since a Yonko is involved, hence why Wano, Whole Cake Island, they were never attacked, and it's also why it was such a big deal that Garp went to Hachinosu. So yeah, I gotta know who is going to be the main antagonist of this arc. I don't necessarily think that the man marked by flames needs to be revealed or addressed during this arc, but I also don't think that Oda would have brought him up otherwise. Similar to the Holy Knights, I know they got mentioned in chapter 1054, but we got an actual silhouette back in chapter 1083, and then Garland was showcased later during Egghead. As we know, during Egghead, the Blackbeard Pirates, they talked about him, as well as Kid. He wanted to meet him and he arrived at Elbaf, so we can speculate that the man marked by flames is located somewhere near here. I think he's really important, especially if he has some knowledge about the last poneglyphs, but like I said, I don't necessarily think that it's the end all be all if we don't get him revealed here. Maybe Oda's just trying to save him for another arc. I don't necessarily think that Shanks needs to have like a vital or prominent role in this arc. I would love for him just to be mentioned simply because he was just here. Maybe something along the lines of introducing that Shanks and Luffy are friends and that they just missed him since he was just on the island, and so now that Shanks and Luffy, you know, it's known that they're allies, or that they're, you know, friends, Shanks's allies, they're going to be Luffy's friends as well, and this will allow Luffy to establish himself more as a Yonko, having more allies and influence on the verse, and also maybe some of Shanks's allies will, you know, gain a little bit more respect for him, or at least know the type of person that Luffy is, a nice individual, because there are some misconceptions about Luffy as a person. This is one of my favorite things that I'm waiting for. It's going to be Saul and Robin's reunion. That's going to hit like crack, and I can't wait to see how Saul is going to react to Robin being older and being able to meet the crew, because everything that they've been through, everything that, you know, happened at Ohara, the main message that Saul left with Robin is that eventually she'd find friends that would be there for her. When he sees how happy she is with her reliable friends, I already know that both of them are going to get emotional. I hope it'll be like when Reiju, she got to see Sanji grow up, got to see him have friends that, you know, really want him, especially after how much her brothers mistreated him. It's going to be a real tearjerker when these two reunite, and I'm all here for it because that's when One Piece is at its best. I was also going to include Law here because after Beppo and him escape from the Blackbeard Pirates, we really don't know exactly what his status is, but at the same time, he wasn't at Elbaf. Personally, I don't think that Kid is dead. I know some people think so, but I think he's too important for the rest of the series for him to be dead, so I want to know who saved him and what's his next move. When is he going to be reintroduced to the story, and how is he going to get stronger? And this kind of ties into my point about Shanks a little bit earlier. I would like to see the Straw Hat's reaction hearing that Shanks was the one that defeated Kid. The last thing that I want to see at least addressed during Elbaf is the status of Lilith, Bonnie, and Kuma. What are their next moves? Is Lilith going to start becoming a pirate? Is she going to join the Straw Hat crew? Is Bonnie and Kuma, now that they, you know, are reunited, technically they don't have any reasons to be pirates anymore, but they're still going to be wanted, so, you know, are they going to join the Revolutionary Army? Will Lilith join them as well? I think we need to establish their role for the rest of the series during this arc. But yeah, those are some of the things that I want to see happen, or at least be addressed during Elbaf. Let me know if there's something that you guys want to see that I didn't address in this video below. below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you guys never miss out on a new video. Follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok is on the screen and in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to unleash your potential.